Cheers, everybody. We are back for another edition of Bourbon on a Budget. TJ Pittenger, Brendan Sinone, and Ben Cock for another week of drinking bourbon. So how are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Hey, instead of talking about Ben Cock, we're going to be talking about a different barnyard animal today.
Interesting.
Oh, that was a wonderful transition.
Maybe I'm about to leave the roost.
Maybe you need to go back. Maybe you need to go back and sit on the bench. Ben, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing great, guys. Whistle Pig is probably one of my favorite distilleries and brands of all time. So
that takes
really
us right
excited.
into.
Can't wait to talk about it.
Cannot wait to get involved.
Talk about tonight. We have 3 little samples.
Yes.
3 little pigs.
They're called piglets. If you're watching this, it makes more sense why I'm going so slow. But the Whistle Pig piglets. We're going to talk about the Whistle Pig distillery tonight.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to taste some different offerings of theirs. Going to talk about their lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Going to get to some pursuits and purchases, and then get out of here. It'll be a quick show. It'll be an easy show. Hopefully, you guys like it. If you don't, complain to Ben because he doesn't read social media anyway.
Yeah,
but
tweet me.
Ben saw a tweet the other day when we were all hanging out. He was like, "Oh, this guy said this on this Twitter," and I was like, "Oh,
Twitter
yeah,
me, baby."
We check that all the time." So, anyway, how was you guys this week? Did you get anything fun? Ben, I heard you had a fun tasting the other night. Before we get into Whistle Pig,
Yeah. So I had a buddy over. Shout out Jake, and he brought a Michter's 10 bourbon, a barrel seagrass, my personal fave if you're a listener, because it's amazing.
You're welcome.
And it was so good. And then I brought out some Michter's barrel strength rye and some Jack Daniel's single barrel strength. All amazing bottles. So some excellent tastings.
Brendan, you took the weekend off, is what I hear. Is what I hear.
I did have.
He had COVID again.
I'm trying to. No, just the some people post COVID have a lot of inflammation. I'm one of those people, so trying to moderate my diet as well as I can. I will say on Friday, I did get into a sample. I did a sample exchange with one of my buddies who's a subscriber at Knowles 24/7. Shout out! We did a bottle exchange. Excuse me. And he gave me my first taste at Garrison Brother. I'm trying to pull up which one it was. Garrison Brothers Balmoria, which was.
Yeah.
Okay, is this? It was well. I'll give you my.
It should be very good.
Explain to me what it is, because I had no idea what it was, other than I know Garrison Brothers is a Texas whiskey, and this was a higher end one of those.
It's like a really expensive bottle. I mean, it's like one of their like special releases. So.
All right. Well, I did the Redbreast finished Heaven's Door. So it was a expensive bottle exchange. It was really Texas, Florida, like southern bourbon-y tasting, where it was very oak heavy, but the finish was so spicy and oak forward, but with layers of vanilla and fruit. It was one of the most complex, interesting finishes I've ever tried, which makes me want to try other Garrison Bros products as well. They did a really nice job with it.
So Garrison Brothers does do a good job. Nothing else that they have is going to be exactly like that. Like that's a twice finished bourbon. Goes with a different kind of oak. Okay. So most of their stuff is good, but it's not going to be that good. So don't chase the regular, like that's like $150 bottle, 200, like that. That one's high. So like, don't chase the regular Garrison Brothers looking for that high again, because you're never going to get it.
Gotcha. Well, it's no Whistle Pig is what I understand. But
whoa,
let's
relax.
Garrison Bros in general is like $90 for like their lower end bottle. It's a fairly expensive entry level bottle if I remember correctly, because I know I've wanted to try it, but I'm always scared away by it at the store because of that price tag.
I've gotten it a couple of times at Whiskey Cake. I've gotten their different offerings. They were also at the Ben. That tent was awesome. They were at that
the whiskey festival, right?
The whiskey festival that we went to. So got
Garrison?
to try all 3 of the different, the single barrel, the small batch, and the honeydew. Which the honeydew is really, really sweet, but it's also low proof. It's like 80 or 90 proof.
I send it back.
Not a big fan of that, but super sweet, easy to drink. All right, cool. So we are talking about Whistle Pig tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the distillery, talk a little bit about their lineup, get into some tastings of these 3 different piglets, and then really that's about it. We'll talk about pursuits and purchases.
Pigs.
We'll preview what we're reviewing next week. Spoiler, it's one of these 3, and then we'll get out of here. Brendan, talk to us
Yes.
a little bit about Whistle Pig. Just a little bit. We're not
Just
doing
a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just the pig.
Just like a piglet amount.
Just
Yeah,
a little.
just the tail.
Just that was better than me saying just the pig. That was a good one. A little pig in a blanket for you guys. All right, so Whistle Pig
That
is
was
a
terrible.
what? Is a distillery in Vermont, which is pretty
North
far
of here.
north. So
In the state.
they're in Shoreham, Vermont. I have no idea where that is. My cousin has a log cabin in Vermont. I haven't been in like 15 years, but maybe go up there and try this mediocre whiskey. What? Spoiler alert. No,
Oh
just
my
kidding.
gosh.
But they do have a really cool grounds, right? It's like 200 acres. They have maple trees on there because, of course, it's Vermont. So I think they have their own like little side like maple hustle. But they purchased this farm in 2007, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna get into whiskey, into rye." So according to the website, with help from master distiller Dave Pickerell, who in whiskey circles is really good at like starting distilleries, helping people tell them like in what direction they want to go and how to like either blend things or get something that's unique to them and their own flavor profile. The best way to go about doing it. I think he may be involved with like the blackened Metallica whiskey. I could be totally off on that, but I know the name Dave Pickerell does help out a lot of people. But they said they discovered an incredible stock of 10-year-old blending whiskey in Canada that was being profoundly misused. That initial stock kicked off their grand adventure. So that's going to be primarily what's in their 10-year, which is what we're going to try. That's their baseline, their entry level one kind of, their quintessential rye, I guess. And they've done a lot of cool different finishing things with their sourced ryes, and they're now distilling and doing their own ryes, which they've done since 2015. I believe they have a bourbon on the heels coming up too, or on the hoof since it's a pig, right? TJ, go ahead. Save me from myself, please, dear God.
These dad jokes are the worst. Leave it to the professionals over here. All right, Whistle Pig, different distillery, ton of rye. Let's talk about some of their lineup. They have their base product is the piggyback rye. Ben, have you had that? Have you had the piggyback rye?
No, I like spending a ton of money, so you might as well just get the 10 year.
Boss Hog.
Yeah, Boss Hog only.
Their piggyback rye is a 6-year aged rye. It's 100% rye. It comes in at just over 96.5 proof. It's 96.56 proof. Brendan and I were chatting earlier today. A ton of spearmint on this. Kind of comparable to different, but somewhat comparable to a High West double rye. In age, in proof, their tastes are going to be slightly different, but it's their baseline rye product that they have. They have a farm stock rye that's 86 proof, a little bit lighter, made from their grain, their wood, their water. So everything from there on the farm, on the grounds, they grow the wood, they source the water there, and the grain is all grown on the farm. So farm stock rye is their next level up. 10-year rye we'll talk about here in just a minute. It's 100 proof, 10-year-old aged wine. I'm sorry, rye. What? The next one finished in a couple of wine casks is their 12-year. We'll go deeper into that in just a moment. Then they have their 15, which is finished in, finished in Vermont Estate Oak, 10, 12, and 15, all the years that they are aged. Then they have a couple of big ones. They've got the Boss Hog, which is a single barrel strength, 2 uncharted cask finishes. They've got so many.
How much does that run? Like 200, $500?
$500.
Yeah, like 5. Yeah, they're pretty
$250. Get out of here.
So
money.
Probably not something super accessible, super easy to find. But
no, it's so easy to find. They just sit on the shelf because they're $500.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Walk in any store.
It's not something people really are buying. I've never seen somebody walk out of an ABC with that.
My buddy has one. Shout out Jake. Thanks for that was a wedding gift.
From you? Did you get him?
No.
Did you get him the farm stock?
Just the piglets.
A piglet of the
a single piglet. I took 2 for myself and gave him the 10. Yeah.
Gave him the 10, kept the others. So a lot of rye, like Brendan said, they have a bourbon coming out. Brendan is literally drinking other things while we're supposed to be drinking this.
This is just
yes.
I send it back.
If the vermouth comes out on top, I send it back. All right, so let's taste these. Spoiler alert, we review the Whistle Pig 10 later in the week. That one is a good standard-ish. I think these guys rated it a very average rye. Not spoiler alert, but
Spoiler.
they rated it an average rye before value, and then we'll kind of get into our different thoughts on value. But kind of said it was middle of the road, maybe slightly above average there. But I'm excited to get into the 12 and 15 with you guys. I think those will be more enjoyable. I think Ben will like those a little more. I'm hoping, as he shakes his head no sarcastically. Any quick thoughts on the 10-year, Brendan, before we move on past it?
It is a nice rye. It's finished in bourbon barrels, and a little bit of that caramelization that comes from bourbon barrels, the vanilla, the caramel, the butterscotch does show up. So I find it to be a very accessible rye. It's not super crazy with the rye spice. It is there. It is evident. But like if you're pretty new into rye, as I am, it's pretty easygoing and kind of a nice entry level if you like bourbon to kind of try a rye. Is what I would say is reasonable, except for the price is not reasonable.
A lot of spice on it. You can get this Piglets, by the way. I think I got this for $25.
That's a good value.
That's a good value.
You can try 3 different offerings from them, and they're more than like these are decent sized little bottles too.
They're 2 ounce, right?
Are they?
They're 2 ounce.
They're cool. They're glass bottles. Like that's a good value, TJ. That's the one great value that is
50 mils. It's a little less than 2 ounces.
It's not bad. I bought like 6 of these around the holidays.
And shared them with us.
I bought all three that we have right now. I bought one for my stepdad. I bought one for my buddy Johnny. Oh, Brendan met Johnny. Johnny
I did.
give me the money back.
Shout out Johnny.
But everybody else got theirs for free. So
Johnny seems like a nice guy compared to you, TJ. What?
Way better than Ben too. Can we just keep it a buck?
I mean, didn't have to even really say
what
that.
is understood must not be said.
Mm-hmm.
What is
all right,
not said
so
must be understood.
All right, 12-year. Talk to us about this 12-year. It is finished in.
I got it. 63% Madeira cask, 30% Chardonnay cask, and 7% port. So I know what a port cask is, right? It's a dessert wine. It's very fruity, usually kind of a ruby colored. Madeira and Chardonnay. What are those guys? Do we know? They're wines. They're wines, but what kind?
Chardonnay is a French sweet wine from the region of the same name in the Graves section in Bordeaux. That's all I can give you. It's a white wine, but it is a sweet, dessert-ish type wine.
It's a white wine, huh?
Interesting.
I can kind of pick that up. I mean, now that you say it, not that I would have done.
No, you know what? You know what, Ben? There is a little
like a grapey kind of like sweet, like a green grape.
Yeah, but like a little bitter too with it, but not
bitter.
No,
Madeira is a
sweetness.
No, it's bittersweet.
Oh, sure.
Madeira is close to a port wine. It's the most common port wine substitute from the Portuguese. No, sorry, that's the port. Madeira has heavy flavors similar to caramel, walnut oil, peach, hazelnut, orange peel, and burnt sugar. Sounds a lot like a bourbon. But anyway, so we're definitely talking about much sweeter wines that this has been finished in. I remember the first time I had this Piglet set, this was my favorite of the 3. You guys know I like finished stuff. You guys know I like the sweeter, desserty type drinks, bourbons, ryes. Yeah. This is right up that alley. It's low proof. That's what I don't like. 43% alcohol, 86 proof.
That's a damn shame because there are some like it takes you to the precipice of like it's sweet.
Precipice or precipice?
Precipice.
Yes.
Precipice.
Yes.
No, the flavor on it.
It's like a preface, but you're prefacing the precipice.
It's not how it works.
Thank God I don't write for a living and have to figure out words.
That flavor, the flavor on that finish is fantastic. I just think the juice itself is a little weak at that low proof.
I poured, when you were making fun of me, Midwesternized Dram from High West, which also does sourcing rye heavy. So this is a rye that's finished in port. So it's just one type of wine, port cask. The nose on this is like a freaking s'more and so deep and rich and delicious compared to the Whistle Pig 12. It's only like, this is 98.
92 proof. Oh, 98.
98. So just a little bit more, but like it just carries it so much further. And that's what I was interested to see. It's too bad. Like there's the beginning stages, the precipice of quality, Ben. But it just
The preface.
the pig face
the preface.
as you look over my
The
shoulder here.
epilogue of quality.
It just stops short and abruptly of being something that's unique and cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's super sweet. Ben, what are your thoughts on the 12-year?
This is why I don't like finished whiskeys. Like this exact example. Like I feel like all I taste is finish, and like I feel like they're just trying to hide things. Like
yeah, I think the big problem is the proof, right? If this was 105 and had a little bit of a bite to it and was finished in this stuff, it'd be kind of like that seagrass, which is finished in 17 different things, right? But it's also
3 things,
just like this.
Yeah,
3 + 2 + 12 years, 17.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But yeah, if this was a higher proof, it would just be more balanced. This is just so sweet. This is great for, like, Kara would love this. I mean, I like this, but it's kind of weak. But Kara would like this a ton because it's very sweet. Put an ice cube in this and a cherry. You don't even really need the ice cube. Put one of those frozen rocks in it and a cherry and some bitters. It's an old fashioned.
Yeah, this is not for me. Like I said, just this finish is not great, and it just could be because I'm not a big fan of wine finishing. But
I like wine finishing, and
you do wine a lot though, so
that is true.
Midwinter Night Dram shows you like what a wine finished rye can be and should be. This falls fairly well short of that, in my opinion.
Sorry, is it better than the 3-chord wine finish?
Ooh,
I
think I have some of that.
I will say this.
Let me go grab that. Oh no, actually,
there were qualms to have with some of that, but their Pinot Noir finished one was the most.
It was the best one of the pack that we did, but like, it's like we were comparing.
Stop there, Ben. Stop there.
That's other things that we tried.
That's good. Neil will hunt.
I am being silenced.
All right, 15-year. Since you guys hate the first two, let's go with 15-year. I hope Decadence Joe will at least come to
Joe Decadence. God, TJ's
Joe
drunk.
Decadence.
Ben, do you think TJ's taking this personally? Like, he gave us this nice gift out of the goodness of his heart. We've had it sit there for like almost a year, kind of waiting for the time to
It looks great in the cabinet. I'll tell you that much. It looks great.
It was a nice, it was a nice prop for me, and now it's gone. And that was really its value was a prop.
Before we get into the 15-year, let's talk about that. Yeah. I had this back in early December. Mm-hmm. So started Bourbon Journey in
November.
No, but when did you come? I think you came over in May.
Yeah.
Started the Bourbon Journey in May. And so 6 months later was trying this, right? And had not tried a lot of high proof things. Ben, you were really cheap back then, and we hadn't got into a lot of expensive things.
True.
And so as a newbie, trying a triple wine finished, something that was 10-year aged, something that was 15-year aged, I think I was like, man, this is amazing. And even now I'm like, not as great as when I was a newbie and hadn't tried as much stuff. But I've held on to these and obviously have an open mind, and you guys hadn't opened yours for it's been now 10 months since I got this. Yeah. So I think I'm thinking back to like 10 months ago when this was incredible to me because I was so new into whiskey, so new into rye, so new into finishes and aging stuff.
Mm-hmm.
These are sweet and smooth, right? A lot of sweetness and very smooth on the finish because they're aged so long. So when you're new into whiskey, like that's amazing. Sweet and smooth is like all you want. You just want to be able to drink it. So I hate to agree with you guys on a lot of stuff or on anything, but I think that's kind of why I was more excited for this than I am right now. 15-year.
I would say the 15-year, the nose is way better to me. It's not as like artificial, not like fake sweet. Like I feel like you threw a lot of barrel character at the 12 during the finishes.
15 so oaky.
But 15, I'm okay with oakiness. Like it's just one note though. And so if you're okay with a single note, kind of like this is what we're gonna go with, that's fine. I don't have the whole entire like muddling with 3 different barrels, I guess.
Especially if they don't like make it pop, which at that 12-year, no. This 15 years in estate oak rye, they use oak from Vermont, which is the whole from Vermont, from the Northeast. So that's their whole appeal. This is still Canadian. If you look at the back of this is still Canadian distilled and sourced, but they finish it in Vermont oak. The oak definitely shows up on this. This is by far the most hefty, rich nose and flavor profile and even finish of the three.
I agree with that.
But yeah, it's 92 proof. Like get up to the 100, like the 10-year, and I think you have something.
How much is a 15, TJ?
Oh, I looked it up earlier. I know what it is.
Oh my!
I don't know, but the 12 is 120, 130. So
my gosh!
I believe I'm gonna double check on this. I believe it's $250.
No, it's not. You gotta be an idiot.
Whistle Pig 15 is $50. All right on woodencork.com. It's $220. On Country Wine, it's $250. On Wine and Liquor Delivered, $250.
That's MSRP is 200.
Total Wine and More, $240.
Wow, so, Garrison Brothers is a deal.
There's a
cheapo compared to this.
It's scary to me. Oh, I see a Boss Hog 5 online for $824.
Yeah. You can get that for a bargain of
buy a Pappy.
Yeah. Expensive. The set though for $25. This is the way to go. This is the way to try all three.
I would definitely, if this is $250, like I'm getting, 1/12 of that.
It's actually cheaper to buy.
Yeah, just give me a bunch of these.
You just buy 8 piglets.
Buy 8. There's no way that's still like $25. TJ, this was a year ago. He's trying to be like
it's $25.
Maybe they're BOGO.
You have the price tag on it still?
I think it might be on yours. Check yours. Mine doesn't have one.
I send it back. I left it outside.
If I'm getting a $250 bottle at 2
there is a price. Guys, there is a price tag. Hang on.
Then this is reasonable.
It might have been 20 even.
There's a barcode. And it doesn't say the price. It's a gift set.
Anyway, like I said, I'm getting 2 ounces of a $250 bottle. Now, I don't enjoy the bottle, not for $250, but it's not. Maybe the piglet value is the way to go. Maybe you just get a bunch of piglets and just hand them out, people.
It's like veal, but for pigs. Delicious.
No, it'd have to be like a 2-year.
Veal is just baby cow. So next time you eat it, just think about the poor little cute baby cow that you're putting in your mouth.
They have no clue what's going on. It's fine.
I'm vegan.
I mean, what? That doesn't seem accurate.
So we don't like any of these. You guys hate all of them, is what you're saying.
I think the 15 is the best, but it freaking better be for $250.
They're all incredibly average, is what I would say. They're all very
mediocre. What can I get for $250 right now? I can basically buy another Jack Daniel's single barrel strength. Isn't that $280 on the secondary?
Yeah,
I remember $250.
Oh my! That's a no-brainer.
What in the? Oh, that's gone. I buy Michter strength barrel strength. Rye.
How many Sazerac ryes can you? How many Sazerac ryes? You can buy almost 10.
I can get 10. Almost 10 of them.
Yeah, 8 easy.
There's no reason I should be spending $250 for a 92 proof bottle. That's crazy.
I do like the 15. The 15 is pretty good.
Yeah, but if that was like $50 or $60, sure. But it's not.
How often are you going to find a $50 15-year-old?
It could be 100 years old. I don't give a crap. It's 92 proof. It tastes like mediocre.
Please clip that. If you just please clip that.
God.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Sorry, so if you had to rate the value on this Piglets box, $20 for this, $25.
It's gotten less expensive as it's gone on. I mean, if we had to rate just the little box you gave us, like that's a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Let's go. Put it on the big board.
Yeah, for $20 or $25, it's not bad value. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's good value. Good value. Maybe borderline great value.
Well, that's because I'm amazing, guys.
Thank you, TJ. Thank you for sharing that with us. We appreciate it. Never give us any whistle pig again, though.
I actually had a Boss Hog I was going to send to you tonight.
I know what you're trying to do, and I don't care. I'd send it back.
I'll tell you what, the whistle pig people, like, they're great at marketing. Like, they sell the crap out of them. I have people that I know that are like very dedicated to like Whistle Pig. Like, oh man, Whistle Pig, that's like really quality stuff. And I'm like, okay, like, not a big deal, but they're pretty much like ride or die. So they know how to market themselves, and they sell plenty of bottles at $80 to $100 for not great product, in my opinion.
High West is better.
Yes, easily way better for half the price.
For half the price. I mean, maybe even like 2/3 the price, or a third the price, excuse me.
I mean,
and the crazy thing is that like Whistle Pig got their main stuff is from Canada, and it's sourced, and that means it's probably like a pretty good bargain and like relatively inexpensive what they're getting to. So they are jacking up the price. To Ben's point, like, it's a cool looking bottle. It's the name Whistle Pig. You remember the bottles are bigger versions of this little guy here, but like it is a distinct bottle. You see it right away in the store. You know what it is. Marketing is jacking up that price by probably like 85% of what it should.
I want someone to figure out what the MGP of Canada is, and then go and just find whatever their brands are, and you can probably find the same Whistle Pig juice for $25 somewhere.
In Alberta. Alberta, right? Canadian.
No one knows. It's unknowable.
So, since you guys hate everything that I love, do you have any pursuits and purchases this week before we get
Ben,
out of here?
There's an article that says Alberta Distillers, Canada's own MGP. So it is Alberta, which is what I have a hard time saying Alberta.
Oh, no, before we go to pursuits and purchases, Brendan.
Yes.
Do you have that Whistle Pig Super Bowl pick there? Can we talk about that? Can we redeem it somewhat?
I drank it all.
Thursday.
I drank it all.
Okay. So what I will say
it's gone.
Is that I have had two exceptional Whistle Pig 10 store picks. One from Gaspar's. One from Gaspar's that we've had Jimmy on before. Jimmy come on twice or just once?
One time.
Just once.
Uno time.
And then the other one from Lucan's. It was a Lucan / Whiskey Willie's / maybe somebody else pick that was for the Super Bowl. You usually get them at around the same price as just Whistle Pig 10, which the MSRP on that's like $80. Not a great price, but if you can find a store pick of it, they're sometimes a couple of years older. I think my Super Bowl pick was like 10 or 11 years old, so they're not just the 10-year-old picks. Really good. I would advise on store picks of it, kind of in that traditional price that store picks are, is like $60 to $80. So you can find one in there, not so bad. Maybe pass on the regular Whistle Pig unless you can find the Piglets pack. Holidays are coming up. You should be able to find them at Total Wine and More coming up this year. So,
great gift, great freaking gift. I would definitely be on board with that.
Okay, this time for pursuits and purchases, our favorite segment of the show. Have you guys bought anything over the last week?
I have. I'm raising my hand. It was too high. You couldn't even see it on camera. Could you? I was graced by the ABC Vault program this week.
No.
Can't hide money.
Man, Eagle Rare, here we come.
I mean, essentially.
Weller 12.
I like most people have. I wish it was a Weller 12. No, actually, I think it might be better. We'll see.
Angels Envy. Store pick.
God, I remember the first ABC Vault program. Like, there was Pappy, there was a George C. Stagg, there was a W.L. Weller. Like, there was all sorts of options. W.L. Weller was the best one in the bunch here. However, I was on the phone fielding an angry work call, and then by the time I was able to be like, all right, this work call is dragging on a little bit, and looked at my phone, I had the alert on my phone that I got an email from ABC 10 minutes earlier. So I missed the W.L. Weller. Everything was kind of gone at that point. I got a Colonel E.H. Taylor rye, which $70. Like, I remember like 4 years ago when I first was getting into bourbon and whiskey, like that was readily available all the time. Can't find it anywhere now. So got that, interested to try it. And my buddy who is in the Vault program and is sharing his Vault program with me because he's a great guy and doesn't care to collect as much bourbon as I am. A Weller Antique 107. So, not an amazing haul, but some good Buffalo Trace products coming my way.
I forgot to talk about this last week when we were on. I don't think I mentioned this last week. If I did, sorry that you guys have to hear it again. But Ben picked up a bottle of Cream of Kentucky for me. I had that out a few weeks ago.
Yeah. No,
speaking
we
of
were
Johnny.
we were there with you, and you didn't open it or share it with any of us, and
Yeah.
we drank all.
I
my
told
maple
you
syrup
I would
beverage.
do it if Florida State won. They lost by 3 points. I
It
noticed the
was
trend,
a moral victory.
but we didn't drink for moral victories. But Cream of Kentucky, $150 MSRP. That's kind of high, but I really enjoyed it that night that I had it. So
So you
glad that
opened
Ben
it
was
for
able-
yourself after a loss? Jesus Christ.
No, I've had it weeks ago. I still haven't even opened it yet. I may open it when we move into the new house in a couple of weeks.
Didn't you open it this past weekend when FSU won?
Oh, what, Ben?
Wait, I didn't.
What?
All right, Ben, what are you pursuing and purchasing?
Ooh, okay. So, in addition to the pickup for TJ's Cream Kentucky, I got my brother-in-law a Garrison Brothers Balmorea. Yeah, 100%. And so we were in Gainesville on the way up, stopped at a liquor store. They had it. I called him up, said, hey, they got this here. Do you want it? He said, yep. So I grabbed it. You're welcome, Brian. Now you can stop looking. So we got it on lock. How
much is the Balmaria? Like what?
It was like $200. At least that's what it was in the store. So
okay, all right.
That's what I was reimbursed. So, and then I still would like a Old Forester single barrel strength rye. I haven't seen them anywhere or hit the shelves at all.
I've got
so I'll keep an eye out for that. Oh, congrats! Shout out Jake. He recently secured a 2021 birthday bourbon. So way to freaking go! What a boss move that was. So
did you get that from Lucan's?
No, but he is going in a trade with a buddy who got it from Lucan's. So he's just trading up a couple bottles and grabbing that. So Lucan's, man, we should have bought one of those for $6.99. That would have been killer.
Price. No way.
No, man, that would have been money.
I would have considered splitting that with you guys 3 ways and not even keeping the bottle for.
Oh, dang.
I wouldn't have.
Well, there you go.
2020 maybe, but like 2021, there's no value there to me.
Sorry,
What?
just Whistle Pig, just Whistle Pig only.
Yeah,
15.
sorry, Mr. Whistle Pig. Putting it. Can we talk about? We're gonna blast TJ hopefully in the next episode for this.
Yes,
we did already. This guy won our mid-level bourbon pack with Whistle Pig 10 as
I'm 2-0. I've won both packs.
That's not accurate at all.
I can test both of those.
Hey, the best part is Ben has 0 points in any of our packs.
I vote stop the steal on these packs. All I'm saying. It's ridiculous. Stop the steal.
Follow the rules and everything will be fine.
Yeah, stop the steal.
Ben,
stop the count.
Stop the count.
Can we repeal Ben?
Keep counting.
Yeah. Recall.
Yeah, packs. Recall Ben Cock. All right, Thursday we will do a review of Whistle Pig 10. These guys will probably hate it because they hate everything that is precious to me in my life.
It sucks.
But I have a strong feeling that it will finish over 5 in our final review in our composite. So thank God for me.
Homer.
Interact with us on social media. It's Bourbon on a Budget, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I don't know if we've done anything on Tickle Talk in a long time, but
I got something brewing, guys.
Don't take my name. Don't take my Tickle Talk.
Or distilling, maybe. And then check out Ben's OnlyFans. So that's Ben_COCK. Ben Cock on OnlyFans.com. We will see you guys on Thursday as we review Whistle Pig 10. Until then, cheers.
I'm TJ Pittenger.
Don't drink Whistle Pig. It sucks.